Value stream mapping is one of the key tools of the beginning of a lean implementation. It is used to create transparency across the whole value stream and helps to identify pain points or waste along the way. Value stream mapping includes all process steps required to make a product, from the beginning to the end. There are two key parts of a value stream map. It's the material flow and the information flow. Once you have performed an initial value stream mapping, as next step, you typically design a new one. Considering all improvements, this is called the value stream design. Based on the value stream design, the improvement targets for the next 12 to 18 months are defined and deployed to the whole organization. Value stream mapping is implemented in 4 steps. First, you select a product or a product family. So it could be, for example, a car, a chocolate, and whatever. It depends really on the industry you're in. Second, you map the current state of the process involved to make the product, from the beginning to the end. And the important thing is here that you highlight all the pain points. So all the areas, for example, people are struggling with, or the whole value stream is not aligned, processes are not aligned. So you need to highlight those pain points and, based on that, think also what the improvements are. Third, you map the future state of this process. This future state includes all improvements and adjustments of the process. So it needs to be, on one hand, really challenging, but also realistic, that you can achieve it with a defined time frame of typically about 12 to 18 months. Last, you design an implementation plan listing all activities needed to achieve the future process. So the implementation plan should assign clear responsibilities to stakeholders and, for sure, include deadlines and steering meetings to track the progress systematically. So to get a little bit more practical, let's look at an example of value stream mapping. And you know what you see, this is for sure just a simplified version of the value stream mapping. Typically, it's much more complex. However, what you see in general, there are 2 important things, as I mentioned to you. On one hand, it's the information flow at the top. On the other hand, it's about the material flow at the bottom. So typically, it starts with the customer. The customer tells the factory, or in this case also the planning department, what his requests are. Then planning starts to talk with the supplier what kind of material or components they need for the entire production process. And what you see then is, the little truck over there. This is the material flow, the material coming in to the factory, going through each single production steps. And at the end of the whole value chain here, you have the final product going up again to your customer. So this is a really simplified version of value stream mapping. So finally, I would like you to remember these key points about value stream mapping and value stream design. So the first one is that value stream mapping really creates transparency, which is important, a starting point for lean. So it uncovers problems which lead to waste. The important thing about waste here is that it can be only eliminated by fixing the root cause, rather than just creating workarounds. The third thing is that the value stream design really helps the companies to get an understanding for waste and how to eliminate it, based on a clear implementation plan. So this is something they really need to follow with clearance responsibilities and timeline. And last but not least, the value stream can continuously be improved. So that means you don't do it just once, but after a period of time, so for example 1 year, you should run the exercise again and look for other opportunities for improvement.